All right, we're live. I got my baby girl in the house, Hannah Louise Rose. I love it. This girl, I'll tell you, she's a trip. She's a trip, my baby girl. I love you. I told my kids, like, yeah, come on, just jump on in anytime you want. We're going live. We got Jordy in the house. How's it going, man? I love seeing you and all the DFK videos. So many good things to talk about. Life is amazing in the world of DFK. So bear markets are hard, especially in this case with DeFi Kingdoms. There's still, I see it, even with some of the YouTubers that cover DeFi Kingdoms. Lots of things that cause people to be skeptical. Just welcome to the bear market, baby. Skepticism abides, and fear, doubt, and disbelief, FUD, happens like crazy. You have, and especially in this case, with so many people having lost so much money, it's just like hard to keep the faith through the bear market. But when a project succeeds, that's when the mega gains happen, is when you continue to dollar cost average in a bear market with teams who are communicating, hard at work, going right through the grind. And in this case, what's up, Travisio? Man, I love you. Yeah, I know. So Bitcoin goes down. I noticed DeFi Kingdoms was actually up. Yeah, that's such a good point, because we have, first of all, we're way oversold. DeFi Kingdoms is terribly oversold. We can talk marketing, okay? Marketing, I love cover marketing. That's kind of a specialty of mine. So when you have a project like DeFi Kingdoms, that's just, we've been destroyed over the last 6 months. It's just gotten absolutely obliterated, or less than 6 months. It's down 99%, or whatever it is. It's incredibly oversold. What generally happens in the bear market is projects die off because they don't, for whatever for multiple different reasons, they're not able to continue for so many reasons. Oftentimes funding, different things, but funding gets hairy. So when VCs get involved, something's like a VC project, you get in bed with these VCs is what happens. And then they are somewhat calling the shots, and it gets messy. So you want to be real careful with who you get in bed with. The crazy thing with this team, okay, this is just from my perspective, from what I see, is that the team develops so unbelievably rapidly, so fast. It's phenomenal how fast this team. Oh, yes, David. So the AMAs, we're going to hit on that. Clayton, wisdom, all kinds of things happening. I love it. I love it, guys. Man, the chat is blowing up. Love you guys. I know this girl. Okay, let's not do gymnastics. Okay. Okay. So what we're seeing with DeFi Kingdoms, it's one thing for a team to be under the gun as a one-time thing, and they're cranking stuff out in a week or two because they're under the gun and they're working 80-hour shifts. Like Beetle Dude is like, he's been working 80 hours for like a year straight, a week. He's just nuts, from what I understand. So it's one thing for a team to be under the gun and crank it out, okay? But this team just continually, I feel like, is constantly under the gun. It's always under the gun. It's always feeling like deadline. And one worry a little bit is that they're going to work themselves to death. Like, it's like they're never taking a break. They don't go on vacation hardly ever. So if they do that kind of thing, it's okay. Like, they're going to need a break, you guys. They're going to need a break. That's real world. We can't expect them to just continually crank things out nonstop without ever getting a breather. So, man, so the team, unlike any project that I've ever seen before in crypto, with a few exceptions, maybe a few exceptions, with your phenomenal workaholic type guys like CZ and those guys, the team is just always hard at it. They're always trying to do their best to be transparent and communicate what's going on, because so much is going on. Right now, you got half the team in Singapore, okay? The other half of the team is like in New York with Chainlink. Chainlink, super, super bullish. I don't know if people fully understand what Chainlink does. It's an oracle. It's really there's other oracle projects out there. What they do is help integrate Web3 with the blockchain with dApps, essentially, and use case within a dApp. So there's so much use case when it comes to gaming with oracles. It's hard to even believe they're not currently linked with Chainlink as it is. So the fact that they're not linked with Chainlink and they've come this far is almost just mind-boggling. Once they integrate Chainlink, they're wanting to be a partner, and huge. They're even like helping support that trip for the team to go there and meet Chainlink. And I don't know if there's some kind of like show or event they're meeting them at, or if they're just there meeting them. Not sure which, but that is very bullish. The partnership with Wisdom Gaming is phenomenal. I don't know if you guys happen to see like a Mr. Zipper, who's just an awesome servant of the space. Like, one of the best we have is Mr. Zipper. He is an absolute resource. I don't believe he's actually a part of the official team. Definitely want to follow him on Twitter. He's somewhat kind of close with the workhorse guy, Pervy Sage, baby, who's the lead developer from Wisdom. My understanding is Wisdom actually has 6 devs working just dedicated on PvP currently. It's phenomenal. Okay, the upside we have going there, phenomenal. Then you combine that with Chainlink, phenomenal. Then you combine that with Clayton. I hope you saw that I didn't even realize till today, there's 2 AMAs. I straight missed the AMA. So I caught up on AMA, caught up on Inner Grove, caught up on Bogside Chats, all this awesome stuff happening in the space. But even a little bit with those guys, you can just see it. You can see it like with Sandwich Punch, who's another phenomenal servant in the space for DeFi Kingdoms. He's not getting paid. He does just faithfully, religiously does these AMAs. So people unlike me who want to actually read them. Okay. 1.5x speed. I got to listen to it, man. For me to read that, you can like triple the amount of time. But for so many people within DeFi Kingdoms, they're the type of guys that don't want to listen. They want to read it. It's so helpful, so beneficial. Okay. But he's lost so much money. Like Sandwich Punch there's not too many people that's lost as much as me in this game. But he's lost a lot of money, Sandwich Punch has. And it's just hard for him to keep it real. It's hard for him to stay positive. I get it. So if this is your first bear market, welcome to crypto. This is normal. So they hit on a few things like tokenomics. This XJewel change to now CJewel is going to be called CJewel in Crystalville, and it's going to be called S as in Sam Jewel for Serendale for the new Clayton blockchain. Okay. And whatever other blockchains that we go on it when there's other realms of the game being developed, it'll be and it's all basically the same thing as XJewel, and it's actually starting over. So it's real bullish, I would say. So the interest gained, like right now with X Crystal, On Crystalville, it's already up to like 1x crystal is worth like 1.55 crystal or 1.56 crystal, something like that. Okay, that's like within 6 months, it's up 56% essentially, which is phenomenal. Now the coin is down so bad. That's the unfortunate part, because so many people have left the game. So many people, there's such a skepticism in this community about the team that's, I would say, unwarranted. Now, there might be things that people know, like Difky with Thanos, my man Thanos, who's phenomenal. He's like a next level kind of guy. Thanos is the type of guy that could probably crank out 3 times more work than your average dev. He can just crank it out. He's a beast, and he holds high standards for himself. Those kind of guys are, and I'm speaking for myself. I tend to be super hypercritical of things that I'm really good at, because I'm such a perfectionist and I expect things to be done a certain way. And it's just like I'm dropping the hammer all the time. It's not, so I've had to be broken so many different times, a million different ways to be broken, of not to be overly critical, but also see the good, especially relatively speaking in the space. I don't see hardly any teams out there developing faster than this team. I don't see this team taking a bunch of vacations. I don't see this team making a bunch of money. Everything about the tokenomics, as far as the amount that the team takes for their own personal fund, seems very fair, very solid. It's an income generating protocol for both the community and the team. So when you look at the tokenomics change, it's absolutely phenomenal on so many different levels. First of all, this is a brand new game, and the game continues to morph as they deal with blows from the market, from the ecosystem. They've taken some hard blows. So, and they've continued to navigate their way through all these trials and tribulations, baby. So one of the things the tokenomics change has done with all of the locked jewel, okay, is that they've now created a, moving forward, we're thinking 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, they've created a very solid, uniform, structurally sound tokenomics for all the future realms that come. It's all now going to be uniform. It's not going to be willy-nilly anymore. We see the ecosystem, which is still extremely centralized, but we see it becoming more and more decentralized slowly. They're doing their best to where there's community votes. Now, obviously, there's not community votes for everything that's happening. Sometimes they just make the call, and that's probably better, because a lot of times community votes aren't a good thing. Community votes aren't always good, because we don't know what the hell's going on with the inner workings of the project nearly as much as they do. And if we trust them to look out for the best interests of the community, even over their own best interests, which I do, that's all I continually see, is the team looking out for the best interests of the community, even over their own best interests. If they were looking out for their own best interests, now obviously they have to win. They have to also look out for their own best interests. We want the team to be profitable. We want them to be making money. We want them to be succeeding. All that's good. Okay, but as a default, the team tends to look out for the best interest of the community. One example is all this locked crystal. The team was a huge owner, or is a huge owner of all this locked jewel. There's tons of locked jewel. They have by far the largest share. The team has the largest share of the locked jewel. Okay, so, and we know in the long run, not the short term, but in the long term, jewel is the asset to own over all the other in-game tokens, even though crystal, I think, is still phenomenal to own. But so they are essentially forfeiting the majority of their locked gold, which is jewel, into X, or locked crystal, and locked the new Clayton in-game token. Okay, so super important. So they're essentially forfeiting the better token for the sake of the community, the sake of the tokenomics, for everything. It's better for all of us. There was a big problem that was up and coming that would have been happening right now, as we know, that Jewel would have tripled in supply. The circulating supply of Jewel would have tripled in 1 year. Okay, it would have gone from 110 million to 300 and like 110 million to like 350 million or something like that was coming. That was incoming. They told us that they're going to try and provide a solution. They did. Phenomenal solution. And essentially Jewel is being replaced. That's how we got to think about it. Jewel, as we knew it before, is being replaced. Half of that with Crystal, because now, which makes perfect sense, because Serendale's shut down. Now everyone that was on Serendale is now in Crystalville. Okay, so with the same use case as what Jewel had before, now we all have to use it. And the circulating supply of Crystal right now is like 1/10 the amount of circulating supply of Jewel. That's why in the short term, very, very bullish on Crystal. We kind of called that. We saw that coming. So now we saw Crystal flip Jewel. Boom. That's great. So in the short term, I'm going to continue to be majorly bullish on Crystal because there's a shortage essentially of supply for what we actually need. We're going to need Crystal more and more as all these in-game functions come more and more. We have duels coming. We have contests coming. We have the Hatcher. When the Hatcher comes, we're going to need the Crystal. When the Stonecarver comes, all of that is very bullish for the ecosystem. When all that comes live, which I think is very soon, and I think we even have Profession 10 level quests coming soon. I think they're going to drop that mega alpha bomb at some point, and it's going to be like, it'll be phenomenal when that happens. And then they're gonna incorporate the pets into the game. So many things happening that are phenomenal. It's a phenomenal ecosystem with the devs, all the third-party devs and third-party platforms that are being developed, such as in websites and helps. Like you got Expert, which is now a part. Okay, you have all these YouTubers. You have Adventures in DFK with their website that's phenomenal with all the marketing data. You have DFK Quester, which has all these tools, and the dev is Born to Die 007, phenomenal. Neindorf with Adventures of DeFi Kingdoms, Adventures in DFK, phenomenal. You have, there's several that have actually been added to their community builders program that I haven't even heard of. I can't wait to look into them and can't wait to have them on the show. I'm surprised they haven't reached out to help promote their product, right? Because a lot of these things are just phenomenal. So many different tools, so many different just phenomenal devs within the ecosystem that are just exceptional human beings, which is hard to find on this earth, at least currently, the way things are today. There's human beings, man, are crazy. But in this ecosystem, we have just some phenomenal human beings that are high level, high character human beings in this space that are trying to develop this thing out. And what's happening is a foundation is being built so that's being more and more secure and established and formulated so that now we can build on the foundation, and so much upside in the long term. I haven't ever seen a project even close to the foundation that's laid, okay, that's happening on every single front, every single check mark, green check mark of every box that you can imagine within any given project. This one has a green check mark on pretty much all of them. You can't hardly find a single thing to criticize if you're first of all being honest and being fair with the team. Of course, they can always do things better, but given the situation that this project was started from literally nothing, This project was just started from a few guys coming together. And then he got his buddy to throw in $15,000 to supply liquidity for their decks. Okay. That's what they had to start with. And when you see the progress being made, phenomenal in this project, it's absolutely phenomenal. When you see the partnerships that are happening with Wisdom Gaming and these guys developing, okay, we can only hope at this point that it's going to be a good product with Combat coming soon. Phenomenal. But so Fight Club tournament coming. Can't wait to talk about that. Already, it's so fun. That game could become down the road an literal esports game. It's already built. It's already going, and he's hard at work. The Fight Club guy, Brad Pitt guy, whatever, Tylus. Okay, phenomenal developer. He's absolutely phenomenal. You got guys like Carlo and the waifu bots. You got guys like Thanos. Hopefully Thanos sticks around. He's kind of sounding the alarm bells about the team. Okay, and I just think you see that, generally speaking, especially when it relates to this project, from guys who are new into the crypto space and a lot of the haters on DeFi Kingdoms in general over the past 6 months who've left the project. There was a YouTuber, like their biggest YouTuber left that it was odd. I didn't even know who he was. So funny. So I was like watching all the YouTubers. Okay. These guys that have left the project and have all these complaints about the project. Now it was fair at one point to be skeptical of the team. Okay. But I think a lot of them are just new to crypto and they don't have a reference point in which in the ecosystem and in the space of crypto to compare the team of DeFi Kingdoms to other teams. Okay. You think DeFi Kingdoms is slow at development. I was in Cardano when it was at less than 1 penny. Okay. And it took Cardano 5 years to create a wallet that was functioning with and connecting properly with a DEX. And it's still not fully there. That's as simple as that, to create a functioning wallet and have the developers within the ecosystem actually being able to develop an actual working product that's actually working still really isn't even there. It's still not really there with even still. I mean, we're like 7 years in with Cardano. Okay. So DeFi Kingdoms in less than 1 year surpassed that. They have their own blockchain, which that in and of itself is able. So they have the ability for other games to be built in this blockchain in the same capacity that something like Gala Games or Veracity has. Okay, where they're a platform in which other gaming projects can develop on and create games from. Same thing here. We can do it, and we can probably even do it better because we have our own blockchain with still, even though the fees have gone way up, we're still talking fractions of 1 penny. We have not yet reached 1 penny transactions. Like, I don't even think close. Like, even if you're collecting 6 heroes that just came off a quest, it's still like what, 0.01 joule, okay, or 0.01 joule. That, okay, when you think of that, that's 0.2 of 1 penny still. Okay, it's like nothing. Now I am eating up joule, like in my wallets. I'm like, whoa. Now, especially in the 2 accounts that I have liquidity, the gardening, if you're sending 2 gardeners to each garden, you're getting joule from that fund, which is the quest fund that, as the devs talked about, is benefited from greatly already from things like duels, and like a percentage of all the fees that happen within the network goes to the quest fund that comes right back into our own pockets. And that's kind of what's more than making up for the jewel. And you're getting crystal. Okay, so you're getting both jewel and crystal. The first gardener that you assign is getting crystal. The second gardener, if you have a second gardener within the gardening quest, the second one is the one getting the jewel. And that one has more funds in the Quest Fund. It has more Jewel in the Quest Fund than there is Crystal in the Crystal Quest Fund. Now that I think over time is going to change, like potentially very drastically, because as Frisky Fox said, Jewel is now a deflationary token. We have less Jewel in existence now than what we had yesterday. Every single day we have Jewel being burned out of existence. It's phenomenal. So I think we're at a time to where we're going to see now Jewel come back and flip Crystal. Now, in the very short term, like when things like the hatcher come for the eggs, the hatchery, we're going to see Crystal keep going up because there's such a shortage of Crystal. For now, all the questing and all the transactions are now happening on Crystalville. Come on, Grady. Crystalville. It's all happening there. It's awesome. I love it. So, and I think we've blown past like 4 million transactions per day with the amount of Jewel being used in fees, like having quadrupled, or like it's up 5 times or maybe 10 times more Jewel now being burned on a daily basis. Plus, with the number of transactions over doubling, like since, like, for example, when Climb Crypto about a month ago, he like crunched the numbers and did the math based off 1 million transactions per day a month ago, and he was like, oh, hardly any Jewels being burned. Well, now you can, like, compared to a month ago, you can probably multiply that times, I mean, it's a lot, like times 50 times more Jewel being burned on a daily basis compared to a month ago, because the fees are like 10 or 11 or 12 times more on the GUI, okay, than what it was, because before it was such a tiny fraction of a penny. Okay, now it's still a fraction of a penny, but it's a lot larger fraction of that penny, like 0.2 of a penny instead of like 1/100th of a penny or something is now what we see happening. Plus, we've like 5x the number of transactions happening on top of that. Okay, so could not be too much more bullish on Jewel. Another thing Frisky Fox said is that you're going to be smart right now to be accumulating Jewel, because you're going to want a lot of that, because when you stake the Jewel here soon with the jeweler, when they update that, okay, and we get C Jewel and S Jewel, that's going to help even like potentially the amount of XP our heroes are getting. Maybe that's what it sounded like to me. And I listened to the AMA twice today. Okay. It was just so good. It almost brings me to tears when I see all the awesome things that are happening. Okay. So, okay. Then you have Clayton. Okay. Clayton, this is the largest gaming convention happening in Singapore, in the largest gaming country, like area, which is Asia, but specifically South Korea, Singapore, and Japan. Okay, that's where Clayton is, and they are the largest sponsor of this gaming event. Okay, and the gaming event it's not a crypto event, it's a gaming event, is my understanding. It's not just a crypto event at all. It's a pure gaming event. They're the largest sponsor within the gaming event, because they're a massive company out there in South Korea. And they specifically wanted DeFi Kingdoms to like be front and center. Okay, that's like massive upside. I don't know of a project in the space doing what they're doing. That's just given the big picture, the context. Okay, and I get it, because we're in a bear market. It's hard to continue the bullishness. It's hard to continue this girl. Look at you, baby girl. It's hard to continue to be bullish. Like which YouTuber? One of the YouTubers was like, "I'm sick and tired of hearing this bullish gar." Okay, that's like common bear market sentiment. Okay, welcome to crypto, baby. but it's when you're bullish now, not bullish 6 months ago or 5 months ago. When you're bullish now is when the real money's made. So Jewel is now deflationary, literally deflationary right now. Now there is going to be some part of that locked Jewel will be unlocked. Okay, so we will see an influx in the short term of Jewel coming. We're going to see that. We're going to see a percentage of that locked Jewel being unlocked. Boom. And I think all at once, something like 10% or 15% or 12%, something like that. So in the short term, we're going to see a bunch of Jewel get dumped potentially on the market. Okay. I'm not going to be selling any of that, which I don't have a ton. I mean, what I have like, I don't know, 7,000 or 8,000 locked, Jewel because I'm late in the game. So, but you won't see me selling. That's for sure. There's going to be a massive demand for whales, call it what you want, for people to buy up a bunch of the Jewel, stake it into the jeweler, therefore getting more benefits in the game. So not only are you getting interest from staking it, which is beneficial, not only is it one of the most massively oversold coins, I would say, in all of crypto, okay, with the largest upside potential long-term is Jewel. Okay, on top of that, you're also getting in-game benefits. Jewel to the moon. Like, could not be more bullish on Jewel. Absolutely. Okay, in the very short term, we will see a percentage somewhere around 10%, I think, ish, maybe 15. I think it's closer to 10% of that Jewel being unlocked, okay, in the short term, which will create more dumping. But we also have a lot more Jewel being burned on a daily basis. So even when that unlocking occurs, the amount of Jewel that's being burned might like largely help make up for that new Jewel that's currently locked being dumped. The rest of the Jewel is locked Jewel is going to be converted like 40% into locked crystal, or 41% or something like that, 42% being converted into locked crystal, and the other 40 some percent being converted into locked clay in-game token, whatever they're going to call that. Okay. But you could give a shout out of what you think that token name is going to be. All of it bullish, bullish, bullish. You have the team who has to be getting overly exhausted, working themselves to death. Now, for a guy like a Thanos, to him, he's like, man, I could do 10 times the amount of work as this whole team combined, and I believe him. So whatever Thanos puts his hand to, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be quality, be nice. If Thanos was on the team, I would love it if the team brought Thanos on to be like their freaking manager of their team, of the developers team. that would be awesome. So anyways, that's Thanos with Difky botting service. So a lot of these awesome things happening in the ecosystem. But even with all these awesome things happening, that's so awesome on a level of which that I've never seen in the whole entire crypto space. Since I've been in this space since 2015, but I wasn't super serious. I just like had a Coinbase account dabbling, and didn't really hardly know anything. Didn't follow teams until 2017 when I was like basically full-time crypto guy. I've never seen a team even close with how all these things, their speed of development, with the tokenomics, with their communication, with their delivery, all of which could be better. I definitely give it that. But given the circumstances, given the big picture, how could we expect the team to be better? Like, man. So these new people into DeFi Kingdoms are just going to have to go see. And then new people into crypto that were new into crypto and came into DeFi Kingdoms. These guys are just going to have to go and experience the real world of crypto themselves and realize that, man, it's like an absolute cluster F. It's a mess. It's on so many different levels. The ones that seem like they have it all together, the projects that have it all together are VC corrupted. Okay, so much VC money in that, and all they care about is getting a return on their investment. And they have the largest say into the project, and it's all about padding their pockets. So they want to pump the project, and dump on your head. That's what we get. And so in the bear market, when we see coins, we see projects that don't have the VC funds, that don't seem like they have all their SHIT together, a lot of times they die off. But the ones that survive through that aren't corrupted by VC money, and they have an awesome team, is so rare and few and far between to ever find. Super hard to ever find a team that even touches this team with a 10-foot pole. I could be wrong. There might be people that know something, like Fan the Man might know something that I don't know. Like, because he's trying to sound the alarm bells. That's fair. We got to let him have that voice. If he might be on to real things that we're not aware of. Okay. And that's all. This isn't a shilling station here. We're not shilling. I'm not making any money. I have no incentive to say any of this. Really. I make $0.00 from this channel. Okay. At least at this point, I would like to change that, because I'm going to have to figure something out at some point, because I've lost all my money in crypto, baby. Your crypto expert right here, who's managed to lose over $2 million, boom, in this year alone on crypto alone. Gotta love it. Okay, so the team is driven. The team is resilient. The team just continues to fortify their foundation so that things can be built on top of that. I've had a guy say, look, like at the end of the day, how do we make more money playing this game? We can't make more money playing this game. Well, hang on, because the project has to establish first. What's happening now is a foundation is being established. Okay, that's what the team's doing. They're establishing a foundation on many different levels, with the game itself and the quality of the game, the depths of the quality of the game, where other games can be built upon it, with a consistency, not a random willy-nilly hero. Like, the heroes in their abilities aren't random and willy-nilly like you have with all the top games out there. So when you look at the current top games that are out there, we have League of Legends. Okay, that's but the developers are they willy-nilly create the powers and ability of those heroes. Like, it's fully centralized based off the developers, and the developers and that company owns all the assets. They're not NFTs. In this case, we own all the assets. Okay, so their foundation, I would say, is willy-nilly. Now, it's a phenomenal game. It's phenomenal everything. That's how you do it. So how should the team market? Someone mentioned marketing, things like that. How do you market? Okay, look at how League of Legends has marketed. It's absolutely quality. They have music incorporated. They've got a TV show now that's one of the best TV shows out there. The storyline is so cool. Okay, this team has all of that, and it's actually not a willy-nilly. The team can just decide to make a random hero that's the most powerful hero in the universe. It's just like kind of whatever. Like, what constitutes the power of the heroes in that game? It's not a formulated foundational thing. You can't build other games off that. You don't own anything based off that. On this, the upside is if they do a good job, okay, and they make it awesome. They actually deliver a phenomenal product, which the people developing from Wisdom Gaming are people who know esports gaming. So they're developing the game to be an esports game that is really fun. That's the whole purpose. And it's purely the money that Wisdom Gaming is going to make from this project is 100% based off the future potential of how this game does. That's how they're going to make their money. They haven't made any money yet. It's not like DeFi Kingdoms forked out a bunch of cash so that Wisdom Gaming could now come on and help them develop. No, they're okay. And they love DeFi Kingdoms. Okay. So they believe in DeFi Kingdoms. That's why they went with Wisdom Gaming instead of like the bigger, they could have gotten in bed with some of the biggest gaming companies out there. They had that opportunity. They turned it down. They went with Wisdom because Wisdom is all in to DeFi Kingdoms. And on top of that, they're willing to put their money where their mouth is and developed purely based on the potential of the future outcome of the game. If this game fails, they lose money. Wisdom Gaming will lose money. Okay, think about that for a second, guys. So the people that are skeptical of the project, skeptical of the team, skeptical of all the hollow promises or whatever they think, that because they've heard that PvP was already supposed to be out, all these different features were already supposed to be out. Okay, guys, look, the team is trying to do better to not overshoot the roadmap, okay, and be overly ambitious in what they're able to actually do and accomplish. They're better at that now. You notice that they're not doing that anymore. They're not creating this lofty roadmap that if I were in the project 6 months ago and I had the understanding that I have now when it comes to which I had a lot of that understanding, but I have it on such a deeper level now that I've been in the space, and this is essentially the second bear market that I've been through. Okay, when you look at the speed of development, like what is a realistic, practical speed of development? Okay, when you look at all of these other games that have come out and these gaming projects that have developed just in the real world, outside of crypto, inside of crypto, okay, it always takes them multiple years to develop a game. Okay, do you realize that? So it took Axie Infinity. They started right at the end of the last bear market or bull market in 2018. Okay, that's when they hit the ground. Okay, and they had 2 full years to develop. You guys realize that? We're 1 year in. Okay. I think by the end of the year, we'll definitely have profession 10 level questing with pets, use of pets, and I think we're going to have PvP, at least like an originating version of PvP that might be more simplistic, okay, but we'll have something, and we might have full-blown PvP by the end of the year. That's my prediction. Maybe not though, but notice how they haven't put that out there. They're not trying to put a time on it because it's fine. Like take however long of time you need to make it right and do it right and develop an awesome game. Now speed is important because the early movers are the early shakers. Okay, so it is important to develop fast, no question about it. They need to be on it and hard at work, but it's more important to do it right. Okay, so with all the skepticism out there, relax. 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 Think of this time period. As a time period that you can accumulate. We now have time, once again, to accumulate crystal and jewel, like jewel right now at under 20 cents. The day's going to come, as long as there's not some crazy black swan event that happens. The day's going to come where we look back and we're mind blown that we used to be able to even have the opportunity to buy jewel at less than 20 cents. And we're just going to be like, can you imagine? Wow, all those guys that stuck with the game, buying the token at 20 cents. That's going to come, baby. I believe it. I see no indications of anything shady with the team happening. I see no indications of the team being self-focused and selfish and having some crazy agenda. I don't see any indication of the team doing anything shady at all whatsoever. At all. They totally follow the core values of looking out for the best interest of the community and the project itself, the best interest of the game over their own pocketbook, over their own best interest. They listen to the community. Every single AMA and all these changes that are being made are changes in response to the outcries of the community. Better by 10 million miles than any other thing I've ever seen. At least any other thing that compares to a scale that this one is on. Okay. So yes, most crypto is speculative. Okay. Most crypto out there is 100% speculative. It's based off future potential. In this case, that is partially true. We're speculating, but where the price is right now is not at all a speculative price. A price point of $10 per joule or $20 per joule, that the reason why the coin would ever be at this point, or 5 months ago, the reason why the coin, or let alone like 8 or 9 months ago when it hit $22 or $24 when Joule hit that, okay, that was purely based off speculation back then, pretty much. Right now, the price tag of a 18-cent Joule and a 22-cent crystal is purely based off the actual need of those coins within the game. There's like built into that price of the current tokenomics and the current valuation of the project and the market cap is 0% speculation. Okay. So we're basically getting into a project and a coin right now that is 0% speculation, essentially. It's actual need and use case of the actual game. Okay. There's no speculation built into that price. Built into a project in an ecosystem which is 99% speculative. Okay, all the $1 trillion market cap that we currently have outside of Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin isn't speculative. Bitcoin is a store of value. Okay, so that's like no speculation with the potential that Bitcoin, what it could be someday. We all just know it's a transfer, essentially a transfer of value, you know, peer-to-peer, that's not centralized, and it's safe, it's battle tested, and it's a store of value that should be technically inflation, or a hedge against inflation. The only reason why it's not yet a hedge against inflation is because of leverage trading. That's all. That's the only reason why it's not currently a hedge of inflation, but that will come. Okay. So, but all the rest of the, most of the market cap, which is also Ethereum. Okay. Ethereum is also real world use case, but a big chunk of the value of Ethereum is also still based off speculation of what it will be. Okay. And just like with DeFi Kingdoms. But as far as having a working product, this project is very far along, very, very far along compared to what we see with other projects in the entire ecosystem of cryptocurrency. Think about that for a second. Of the entire ecosystem of crypto, DeFi Kingdoms is very much further along than most, a very large percentage of all other projects in the entire crypto space. So it's one of the least speculative coins that I know of in the entire crypto ecosystem. It's a microcap coin. So you can, but it has an actual working product with an actual team that's working their ass off, developing, executing, formulating, establishing, formulating, foundationing, creating foundation for themselves. We're able to get this coin and be in this project with essentially zero speculation. When it should be a project that is loaded with speculation because of the potential upside that it has. But so many people have fudded the project. So many people are fed up for their reasons. Okay. They're going to go into the rest of the world of crypto and realize, I wish I have here what I had with DeFi Kingdoms. And they're going to come on back as they realize that the team's executing and developing, as the team puts out a product, as the team continues to grow, as the team continues to develop, as we have real working products and things like profession 10 level questing and pet use come out. Then PvP comes out. All these different actual use case thing in games like Fight Club coming out. Okay. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. So count your lucky stars. Think of it like this. You have to reverse your thought pattern. Okay. That you have the opportunity to get into a project that has unlimited upside that's at the floor of floors, essentially, when it comes to speculative upside. So when it comes to speculation, it's phenomenal. It's a micro cap coin. When we have use case for pets, we're going to see pets skyrocket. When the stone carver comes, when duels come, when contests come back, which I cannot wait. That's my favorite part, is the contest. I love competing for the contest. That's why I bought so many heroes. That's why I'm a hero whale, because I love competing for the contest. And when the stone carver comes, duels come, and there's going to be all the use case now for the items. We're going to see the item skyrocket. We're going to see gold go up. We're going to, as we kind of already have, we've seen gold come up a little bit. On Crystalville, we have. Okay, so, and then when PvP comes, in the use case for combat, we're going to see the high-leveled heroes skyrocket. Pets, pets will like 5x so fast. When we see that the use case for pets, okay, when we have crafting of weapons and all these different things, when we have PvE, okay, we're going to see lands and guilds. Boom, Scott. We're going to see demand. When we see the game is now going more global into Asia with some of the top gaming-minded people in the world that are dedicated to this team. I could be missing something. So if someone knows some shade that I don't know, I'm all ears. I want to hear about it. I want to know about it. I don't see it anywhere. I just see the opposite. Which is the whole reason why I started the YouTube channel in the first place. Because here's what happened. I saw all this FUD happening against the team. This was back, in April or whenever. And I was like, it caused me to actually look into it myself and see if the FUD is valid and warranted or not. From my perspective, I saw the FUD as unwarranted, not valid, not being fair to the team, not being fair to Frisky Fox, not being fair to their, just taking a big picture perspective of the circumstances and the situation that he's in, being such a young project, having blown up, okay, the way it has, and then crashing down the way it did. And he's a human being, you guys. He's not like Superman. He's not going to be perfect. You're never going to have a perfect human being. He's a human being. We have to give him grace. We have to be fair with Frisky Fox and Dreamer and the team. With a fair outlook. I thought Frisky Fox did a phenomenal job. He was humble. He listened to the community so much so that he was about to fall on his own sword and said, let's put it up for a community vote. This was his baby. This was his life. This was his blood, sweat, and tears. He had it in this project, and he was willing. He was open-handed with it. he was saying, look, community, if you don't think I'm doing a good job, you guys you can vote me out. Let's put it up to a vote, to a community vote, and with a community that was just fudding the project to no end. Okay, he was just willing to let it go. You guys, like, you have to give him grace. He did a great, and I disagreed with it. I said, don't do that. What are you doing? Putting a vote up to a bunch of people that don't even really know what's going on in the inside and what happened? Now, could he have communicated all of what was actually happening better? Yes. I want to get Frisky Fox on the channel. I'm going to start reaching out to, he hit me back up this week. We chatted a little bit. That was fun. I think he's great. I think Frisky Fox does a very good job. Okay. So I thought the Joule solution could not have been better. It was just absolutely phenomenal. And so the team, when they first established the white paper and put it in place, they didn't know what the hell they were doing. They didn't know what direction this would really go in. Yes, they had a vision. Yes, they had a roadmap. Okay. But it's still like learning as they go. And they've had to make adjustments, which, if you ask me, are top high level quality adjustments based off where they've come from. And now what they're just solidifying themselves. They're making everything better, always better. They're always trying to improve every aspect of the entire game, the blockchain, the ecosystem. They're always trying to do better. That's what they've done. That's what this team's done. They had their initial vision. They had their initial roadmap. Okay. And then they've learned as they've gone. They've taken some mega crazy blows and punches. They've lost a lot of money that they had made. They made a lot of money and then lost a lot of money. And they've taken a lot of blows, and they've just continued to recalibrate, readjust, and keep going. Just like, okay, we might think we know where we're going, and we go in a direction. And if you turn on one thing that I used to view God, like Jesus, this way, you turn on a GPS. Okay. And you ignore, let's just say you ignore the GPS. You know where you're going. You know what you're doing. You're just going, right? And every time the GPS, recalculating the right path, recalculating the right path. And the further in the wrong direction you go, guess what? It's just going to keep recalculating for you. So if you listen to the GPS, okay, now I can just get on the right path. That's what the team's been doing, because they started this project from nothing, didn't know what they were doing, and they're learning as they go, and they just keep improving and keep realizing, oh man, seeing things that they didn't even imagine they would see at this point in time last year when they made the white paper. 1 year ago. They made the roadmap, and so they've had to update the roadmap. Well, notice how they're a lot slower to update that roadmap, because they know that they're still learning as they go. This is a learning curve. This is on so many levels, it's a learning curve. On the development side, it's a learning curve. On the tokenomics side, it's a learning curve. On the partnership side, it's a learning curve. On their potential partnerships that they've rejected, it's a learning curve. When it comes to hiring and firing, it's a learning curve. When it comes to managing a staff, it's a learning curve. When it comes to how to sit down a developer in the game or a staff in the game and give them critical feedback, that's a learning curve. When it comes to establishing a foundation and a business and an organization, that's a learning curve. Okay, so all these things come, and they've had to figure all of this stuff out on the fly, along with the roadmap. It's a learning curve. On how fast they can actually develop that, it's a learning curve. To make it awesome, okay, is a learning curve, versus just putting something out there that they can put out, such as duels, that was a little underwhelming. We didn't love the duels. We weren't blown away, wow, this is so fun. Okay. It was a little bit of a letdown with the community, and it caused even more skepticism, more frustration with the team. Okay. But they put something out as a test product, really. And that's how they've done with the game. they're just like little by little putting things out there and learning as they go. Versus like Illuvium, which a lot of these other games I'm excited about, but what use case do we have for Illuvium? Why come out with a coin when you're not going to need the coin for like 2 years? Okay, so VCs can dump on your head. That's exactly why. They can make money. This is like a much different vision on many different levels. It's a decentralized ecosystem. It's a DEX. It's an automated market maker. It's a blockchain. There's so many different things. They're in talks with other developers that are developing on the game. They're in talks with other games that are completely separate from DeFi Kingdoms that could come and develop on the chain because they have their own blockchain. In the same capacity that Gala can do, in the same capacity that Veracity can do. It's amazing, phenomenal. Okay, wow. I have a zillion comments. Let's catch up. We got Jordy in the house. We got Travisio. I love it. I love you guys, man. Okay. Let's do it. What's up, Grady? Starting renting my heroes out like mad and have been buying a new hero every day. Really? That's interesting. Hey, I like it. I need to start doing that because I have so many dang heroes, man. And I'd like to have more capital, like more jewel, more crystal, more in the pools. I would like to, like, I don't have any liquidity for my eggs anymore. You know, I've got to just stuff like that. I like to just, I need to start renting my summons, but then they have this dark summoning coming that's just going to burn more heroes out of existence. Okay. Like, imagine if there's 1 million players in this game. Right now we have 310 or 310,000 heroes or something like that. Just imagine when there's like a zillion times more demand for the game and for the heroes. If there's 1 million users in the game, just imagine the upside for the heroes. It's just going to be mind blowing. Okay. My man, how about AMA with David? Yes, legit. So David is another guy you can just tell his job, his purpose, his function with Clayton is to try and help DeFi Kingdoms have worldwide adoption, baby. And he has connections and he knows people and he knows what he's doing. And that's who is on the same team with DeFi Kingdoms, baby. You could tell he's not like super inundated in the game, but I know this, that Clayton was much more of a believer of DeFi Kingdoms and was much more familiar of the actual game and what they're doing and was more inundated into the ecosystem than any other of the blockchains. And that was like one of the biggest reasons why they went with Clayton and the Asian market. It just made sense on so many different levels. Very exciting. All of it is just phenomenal. It's freaking awesome. Okay. Yeah, DFK on their side is awesome news. I'm hitting the gym, big man. We'll be watching this later. Love you, Travisio. I need to be hitting the gym. What's up, baby? Oh, we got Nummy D. Hey, D Adventures and DeFi Kingdoms, baby. Hey, just dropping in for a second. Love you too, man. Love you. We'll catch up later. Starbuck. Hey, so another thing that because this has been like a really, for my own personal past and headspace, like one of the darkest weeks I've had in a long time. Like, especially yesterday and the day before, it was like my headspace was bad. Starbuck, were you interested in doing the debate? So I'm all about people disagreeing. Okay, I'm all about people not drinking my Kool-Aid when it comes to this leveling thing. I know I have a contrarian view. I have the most contrarian view of like the most important aspect of the game right now is the most important thing we should be talking about is how to best level our heroes for PvP coming up in the future. And like even the discussion of our common basic heroes not going to be good for PvP. Should we just view them as questers and then view, like separate the heroes? I'm still not sure about that. We can debate that and debate how to best level the heroes. I welcome the disagreement. And the cool thing is there's no right or wrong answer, I don't think, to that. So I wanted to have had the debate by now. Shoot, we could even do it today. But Starbuck was when I was wondering if you wanted to get on and with that debate. Starbuck's another awesome dude. You want to follow him on Twitter, along with guys like Mosh. Mosh said he wanted to get in on the debate. And Zill, baby. And then I think Potatoes. Okay, if we could get like at least 4 guys in on that debate, and I'll give you guys the floor. So I'll start with giving my argument of why I did the 10 Commandments the way I did, and let other people get on. Starbuck was one, man, I love it. Building bullish in the bear, gotta love it. And anybody else, Jordy, Blackwing, if any of you guys that really want to get on the channel. I know Zill was the one. Oh, there's Zill. I see you. Yes. Yeah, I saw the recent Intergrove podcast, baby. Okay. So that's even part of what like motive, because you can tell how beat up, like even Sandwich Punch is. He's just so beat up. He's lost so much money. Like I feel for him, for real. But and so you can hear the like reserve and skepticism they still have. And it's like so like ingrained into the community. It's like, wow. Okay. And also even a little bit in Boxside Chats, you know, those guys, love all these guys. Can't wait. Also Boxside Chats doing the up and coming Fight Club tournament. I'm gonna here when I'm done reading these comments, I'm gonna stop this video and immediately start a new video and just talk Fight Club, because that's gonna be another hour freaking long video just talking Fight Club and all their updates. Everything that Tylus is doing is phenomenal, and strategy in this tournament. We're gonna talk about it right now here. It's good to see you guys. Dr. O, Dr. Olgan, Keemel, love you. Blackwing. Okay, my only financial advice is to avoid bridged derivatives, okay, that directly rely on Synapse Bridge. Like, oh, really? See, that was a question I had. I put almost a full Bitcoin in. So is Bitcoin B? Is that the one we have? Wrapped AVAX, the ETH, and the wrapped clay, all on the DFK chain, stick only to native crypto like Jewel and Crystal. Okay. See, I was wondering, like, if the Synapse bridge were hacked, it would be really devastating if that bridge got hacked. But if that happened, how would it affect those coins? So they're bridge derivatives. They're not one-to-one backed. Is that what you're saying? One Bitcoin, like one BTC B.B is not backed by one Bitcoin, and one wrapped Avalanche. Surely Avalanche, right, is fully backed on the DFK chain, right? Are you sure that's just a derivative? Huh. Stick only to native crypto. I mean, that's great advice, Blackwing. I am not taking it currently, but it has made me nervous, which is why I still have, like another half Bitcoin elsewhere. Okay. Then if Jewel launches on Clayton, suppress as native, the Jewel Clay LP will be free of bridge risk. Yeah, I mean, great day for DFK. Yes. Hey, man, Dr. O, love it. The native crypto on Network 1 is gone, and the pegged bridge derivative on DFK chain gets depegged. That's what happened to Harmony. Like, I couldn't believe it. That's what happened to Luna. Like, it wasn't. I still have tens of thousands of dollars. If anyone knows how to get stuff off of Luna, the Luna Classic chain, I had Binance Coin on there, Solana on there, BUSD on there, like some form of wrapped Ethereum on there, some form of wrapped Bitcoin on there. Can't get it off. Don't know how to get it off. Please, for the love of God, if anyone knows how to get that off, that would like be such a game changer for me. Any way possible. Okay. It's morphine time. Oh, Levi, my best friend Levi getting on here again. Jordy, I love it. I love it. RK3, roar. Yeah. I love it. So much time being saved. No more punishment for 50 plus heroes. Yes, no brainer to use a bot for questing. No brainer. It will change your life. It'll get you more engaged in the game. You'll want to buy more heroes, all of it. You're going to want to like be more into the game. Yes, Gen Zero Saturdays. I love it. Okay, Davin Shin is real. Who is that? Davin Shin, RK3, or David Shin. Okay, David. He's the Clayton guy. Yes, loved him. DFK Quester Tavern. Tab update was amazing. I know. So the DFK Quester, Born to Die, 007, is absolutely phenomenal. The dude is a straight beast. Unbelievable developers in this ecosystem. Neindorf and Raff, Born to Die 007, Thanos. Hang in there, Thanos. Than the man. Hang in there, man. You got Coolio and Zelly, Neindorf. And then you got guys like Expert, Stronghold guy with Expert, I think. You like Bliss, all these different guys. You got Carlo with Waifu. He built the bridge and the transfer tool, like just all these awesome things. You have all these other projects that are already on the DFK Builders platform that I didn't even know about. So awesome. Okay. The whole week was quested, executed, and superb. Yes. Yes. RK3. The team put that in work. Yes. Daily transaction went up 3 million, then fell weird. Really, Zill? I'm pretty sure it went up over 4 million at one point, right? Like that's what Bullin said. Streaming the Grady in my car. Let's effing go. Not giving up. That's his name. Not giving up. Zill, turn up the bass, baby. Yes. So when will you convert into Jewel again? Already doing it. Already. So I'm trying to accumulate as much Jewel, especially, but also still Crystal as possible. I'm not necessarily converting the Crystal into Jewel, but I'm just accumulating. So I've been still actually selling, not all, but a lot of my items in gold. I'm just trying to buy up, even though I might regret that here real soon, because I think we're going to see items in gold skyrocket as the Stone Carver comes, as the contest comes for the stamina potions again, and we're going to have more people with more heroes now wanting to compete at those contests. So we're going to see more stamina vials being used. And we already see that some, like with things like Fight Club, which I'm going to talk about here right now in another video. As soon as I end, I'm going to check on my kids, make sure they're good. And we're going to talk Fight Club. Like I've seen a lot of people in Fight Club, like this tournament, this up and coming tournament is a little different though. It's only level 1 heroes. So anybody can be a part of it. It's going to totally create a more fair level playing field. Now it's still going to be better to have a mythic level 1 hero though. I mean, that's what we got to, and no Dread Knights. So no Dread Knights and only level 1 heroes. So anybody, we're essentially, it's more about the strategy than it is how jacked of heroes that you have. Okay. I love you. Link, love you. Crypto Kong, love you. Frickin' love you. Link, Grady, can you do some giveaways for the viewers? Might help pick up more subscribers. Yes, but I'm still thinking that over because giveaways to me are so cliche. I'm kind of sick of it. I hate all the YouTuber giveaways because essentially most people are like, I'm never going to win anyways. And it's kind of like, but I still like them. It's like, what can I would rather at random pick some of my top fans and the top people that are always on, a lot of you, like all of you guys right now that are on, okay, that I'm reading right now, Link, Jordy, Zill, potatoes, several others, Lucky Duck. I'd rather just like do a giveaway, like randomly. I'm going to pick guys or something. I don't know. I'd rather do that. I've got to figure things out, but I'm doing 3 Gen 0 summon giveaways for this up and coming tournament. We're going to talk on that here in just a sec after I end this video. Okay, not giving up. I love this, man. I love it. Looking forward to Wisdom's production. Yeah, Coolio. Hey, man. Dude. Coolio in the house with DFK Helper. That's another, that's the bot service with Zelly that I want to have on the channel. I already had Coolio, who's got his project, nextdfkhero.com. Nextdfkhero.com, I think, is .com. Next DFK Hero, Coolio's free tool that's awesome. Okay, that helps you with summoning, but it doesn't just help you with summoning, other things. And then Zelly, that's the bot that like Sandwich Punch and those guys use. And I know Zelly, Zelly's the bomb. And Coolio are one of the few guys I trust. Like, trust those guys. Like, I think they're totally legit, awesome guys. Not giving up, keep spreading the word about DFK. Best game on Web3. I believe it. I do believe it has the upside to flip Axie Infinity when Axie was at its all-time high. Like, and go beyond that. I love my girl. Oh, baby girl. Jewel is also the gas. Yep. On their own blockchain, transactions are dominating. Like, so they're, what did they say? Like 5 or 10 times more. I think it was like 10 times more transactions on the DFK chain than the entire rest of the Avalanche blockchain combined. Like 10 times more daily transactions. Phenomenal. I mean, that's like, I wonder if they've surpassed Ethereum level of daily transactions and like Bitcoins. Maybe. Need to look into that. Okay. I love it. I love it. What DFK investing strategies did I miss? Activice. I love it. Buy Jewel, buy Crystal, accumulate, dollar cost average, baby. Buy heroes, buy pets, buy items, buy gold. I don't think you can go wrong any which way. You got options here, baby. With DeFi Kingdoms, options. Gotta love it. Options. You got lots of options. Unlike me with the ladies, baby. By choice. You got lots of options. I love it. Okay. I love it, man. Zill, Bloater Punch was the one that has always been so bearish. Yeah, okay, right. Bloater Punch was the more bearish one than Sandwich Punch. And Sandwich Punch is definitely still bullish for sure. But you can just hear the fatigue in his soul. Like, I bet the guy works a lot of hours. Plus, he puts all this time into DFK. And it can be really discouraging. It's like you can just wake up and just think, what the hell am I doing? I've lost all my money. And I'm just like I'm pretty sure he does all this for free. All the stuff that Sandwich Punch does is for free. He's like legit, honest, like an authentic human being. Sandwich Punch. Like, he's going to always be authentic and honest. I totally trust Sandwich Punch. And I think I trust them all. Bloater Punch and all those guys. But yeah, Bloater Punch was always more bearish. Like, I didn't get it. And even like Bogside Chats, one of those guys is slightly like skeptical. It's like, but hey, I like real. I like authentic. I like people to be honest. Okay. So you're free to have your own voice. That's a big point for me. Okay. Yeah, I finished the Intergrove, just finished it actually right before I started this video. Okay. He couldn't finish it. Zill. And then there was like a bit of skepticism if the team was like pulling something like, and so did Climb Crypto, had some like skepticism with the team. Like, if this move that they did with the X Jewel or the Jewel unlocking, like if it was like some fast one the team was trying to pull, I would say the opposite. So put a little fire in me to like want us to do a video. That was part of like, even I'm like, I'm going to go do a video, guys. The kids, I love it, man. Okay. Ruby will be the new power token, my guess. Yeah, Ruby on Clayton. So Clayton, there's like a mining form of metal or something that somebody called it. I can't remember. I had never heard of this, like one of the ores, like in Asia, like in that's only in like South Korea. Okay, I want to say it started with like an M, and that's what they think. Someone had that guess of what they think they would call the token on the Clayton blockchain that's replacing Jewel. Hey, Ruby, I like it. Good guess. Nice link from Zill. Okay, I want to do the debate soon. Like, hey, if I can even do it today, that'd be awesome. But what I will do here very shortly. Okay, link. If raffled some Gen Zeros, that would be like awesome. You mean the Gen Zero babies? Like, I'm not gonna raffle any Gen Zeros. Brothers broke. Now, if I was rolling in the dough, I'd be more open. All love you, Jordy. Zill. When I am not working, I am on my PC a lot trying to find new crypto projects. Zill. Yeah, would love to have Zill on for that debate. Okay, I lost a lot of money, more money than I have ever seen, but I have never lost sleep over it. I love it, man. Just happy to be in the crypto space. That's the right attitude. And a lot of times, though, what the bear markets can do can be longer than what we can even ever imagine. So the last bear market was at least a full year longer, shorter than what I realized. Like, I thought 4 years had gone by and then we hit the bull market again, but it wasn't. It was like 2.5 years, or something. I was like, what? Like, it took me a minute to even realize. I thought it had been like 4 years, but it had been 2.5 years. And it'll feel like that, man. It's brutal. But once you go through it and you go through a full cycle or even a couple of full cycles, you just start being able to relax more. So I want to do this debate real soon. If I can get my head out of my ass, it's organizing. Like, everyone has lives. Like, Mosh wanted on, Zill wanted on. Mosh is like, but I'm a dad, single dad of 2 kids. Like, he has the kids full time. He's busy. So, like, coordinating when everybody can get on and have the debate. I could, even if I just had one guy on, like, I can give all the arguments of both sides, so I could like even argue both sides as to why. But okay, I love it, guys. Crypto Grady out here real soon. I'm going to get a drink of water, going to hang with the kids for just a quick minute. And then I'm going to do another video just for Fight Club. I'll go live. You guys can ask questions. We're going to talk about this up and coming tournament. Anybody can get in. It's only level 1 heroes are allowed in, and no Dread Knights. So you're definitely going to want to use like a mythic or legendary hero, and use with stones, most likely, hopefully. So we can talk about strategy. I can give you all the alpha I can for Fight Club, and I'll also talk about my 3 Gen Zero summons babies giveaways, and how everyone, even if you lose in the first round, you get a raffle ticket and there's tons of prizes. So last time, Sergeant Filthy McNasty, who lost, I think, in the first round, okay, of the tournament, still won. Still was one of the winners, essentially. Plus, if you win, you get lots of prizes, too. It's so fun. Love you guys. Crypto Grady out. Give me a few minutes. Gonna fire up another video. Crypto Grady out. Love you guys.